goalkeeper. Stayed up, it's Kane. The shot that's is a very good shot stopper.
Certainly did, he misjudged it completely. Here's the last strike. Referee blew the whistle, not quite sure for what. The foul on the edge of the box. Here's the one, he misses it completely. He found the comeback to Muller and was good defended by Darmian to start with. Then Kane gets a touch on it. Sommer couldn't quite keep it in. Probably didn't give Lima enough credit when he got to the byline there. It was a good comeback.
He would be up celebrating a goal, but
Here's where he's put under a bit of pressure. The goalkeeper. Here's the strike, the sighter, as you call it. Actually started to bend a little bit once it gone past the post.
it's like a bowler in cricket when the ball swings in, stop past the stumps at the other end. Not quite swinging in the right place, but give him another chance, he'll be a lot closer, I'm sure.
Just that little viewers in
Non-cricketing countries.
non-cricketing countries.
Here's Elisa. Kane going in, and it drops to Sané. And he hit it into the ground, and it's comfortable. Jan Sommer.
These are nearly moments. They are nearly moments, and it just was a bit too high, wasn't it, for Sané? He had to wait a little bit. Couldn't wait any longer, had to hit it. I think it was really high. Couldn't get any power behind it. I think they played well in this first half time. Probably been the better team. That's what he wants from these players. Not badly, but he wants, when the ball gets played up to a front player of the opposition, he wants them tight, stop them turning. Here's the chance, half chance. He had to jump in the air, didn't he, as Morella was coming across.
You can reach it, but you can't really power it in that kind of position. But a little bit more vulnerable again there. The team just conceded 3 times, one of them, of course, to Bayern last Tuesday. There is Tura. Made some space for himself. Martinez in the middle, Marco's in there as well. Here is DiMarco. It's a little bit tight, running out of room for a 1-2 there to get Thuram either in behind or into a scoring position.
That's exactly where Thuram wants to go against Dyer. Running into the channels, there's that last pass just too heavy from DiMarco. He can get in a 1v1 against Dyer in a wide area. You always fancy Thuram to beat him.
Done well, DiMarco, a bit of a late developer. Didn't really crash into the scene as a youngster, but proved his worth. Now, of course, Italian international.
He came to the fore just as the time went into Gosens from Atalanta.
Who was supposed to play.
Yeah, the German international.
Here's Eric Dyer. It's an experience with Harry Kane and playing against Inter in their Tottenham days together. Sané. Lima. Elise started well, just out of the picture a bit recently, but Altieri with the ball in his feet, that's a danger to Inter. Line of defenders, strong men. Always the capacity to break out, but Bayern have stopped that. That's stopped it totally. There have been a whole catalogue of counter-attacks from the home team.
Not measured ones, at least.
Here's Goretzka, exploring the other half of the pitch, really. He's been mostly on the far side. Dyer. Traffic around Harry Kane. He's used to that. this kind of position. Guitar in the culprit this time.
It was a high boot. I'm not sure that he was caught that much kidding, but the referee didn't like the high boot. He's given a free kick here.
And the rain and the wind. Maybe we've seen one or two goals. That one cutback from DiMarco when Thuram was injured. Floated away from where he was trying to find it. So precision at free kicks is not so straightforward. Head it on. Had to stay back and cover. Just signed an extended contract last month, well, 2029. Here's Kane. There's no one there, Harry.
Well, there should have been Zane trying to get round the back. Zane stood on the edge of the box doing nothing really. It wasn't a great ball from Kane.
Stanisic. The place in the semi-finals from this quarter is still very much on the line. Time beckoning. It's changed scoreline-wise from the first game. Maybe we'll hear. Dangerous header now. Kane keeps it alive, and Sommer recognised that's the only place he can try and put it. Good anticipation from the Swiss keeper.
Well, he did well initially, didn't he, Harry Kane, just to rush off the challenge. There was that little bit of danger here as Barella tries to go with a high boot. Kane trying to drag it back for Zane. Can't get enough power in it. They've certainly been the more dominant team, I would say, in this first half by
Stanisic. They'd love to get a goal and level it up on aggregate. Before the break, we'll see how much added time. I wouldn't think there'd be too much. There was that stoppage when Thuram was down. Again. It's one of those just kind of ricochet off a Bayern boot to a...
That's twice Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan's allowed Lima to get the return pass on Elise in the box.
Thuram fell again. Oh, he's out for Eric Dyer.
Both centre-backs now. Yeah, it's late, isn't it, from Eric Dyer? Didn't need to make the challenge. He's never going to get there. Here's where Barella just lifts his foot here.
Yeah, I wonder whether that was to give Bayern what they've been looking for in this first half. Stanisic, to be fair, has kept on going. Dyer's booked. We're into 2 minutes of added time. I'd love to have seen a team score, but the truth is they played pretty well. The more likely team to score.
You say that Inter are playing within themselves, which we discussed before the game. It's a dangerous thing to do. It's a good team like Bayern.
Way against Lautaro Martinez. He's fought hard, typically. Hasn't really had a sight of goal himself. For Pavard, he's done enough in this circumstance. Elise, he'll be aware that Only a few more seconds to go to half-time. The chance to cross it was wasted. Kane, who did waste that chance to cross it, back to try and win possession. Well, they have been the more authoritative side of
This match was brought to you by Pepsi, UEFA Champions League official sponsor.
possession to Bayern, and one or two numbers, Bobby Harrington and others, at least. To Munich, of course, that's where the final will be. At the end of May, I'm desperate to be in it, and work to do to get into the semi-finals.
Well, I thought Inter actually played better in the first leg than they did in that first half. In that first leg, some of their control play up from the back, some of their counter-attacking, real purpose to it. That wasn't really the case in the first half here.
I've lost at home. September. Bayern lost the European game from a 22-game streak until 8 evenings ago. Such an outstanding player. It's an outstanding player and to light a spark here for Inter. The German Giants away once and for all. Still very much in it, Bayern here.
A fairly slow start to the second half. Muller wasn't ready for the pass from Stanisic.
Bastoni, Thuram, bobbled away from Dias, but be careful, he got a yellow card in the first half. Thuram drives on, still going. Lima came back, referee waves away and he shouts for a penalty. VAR, of course, is in operation. Supporting the on-field decision is very much part of the refereeing mantra.
Well, there's the 1v1. Dyer tries to get too tight. He's a bit unlucky. But Thuram couldn't hit it with his left foot. Dyer was asking Kim to come across, which he eventually does. Lima running back. Certainly nothing wrong with that.
Lima did very well. Recognised where Kim was by the path. Anyway, foul. Here's Kimmich from long range.
There's the danger for Bayern. 1v1. Thuram versus Dyer.
Lima. Certainly a measured approach from Bayern in the first half. They know what they've got to do, but you don't have to get the goal in the first minute, the first half. As long as you get it inside 90 minutes, that would be the first target. If they can get two inside 90 minutes, that would be delirium all round. As you said, Stuart, Eric Dyer was a bit unlucky, but it's an avenue to would think Thuram would try to exploit. But Kim, of course, is on the yellow card as well.
The one thing I would say about Dyer, once he was beaten, he was he made sure he didn't get back and commit a second foul.
Marco, steered away by Kim. Ball and into corner.
Here it is again. Kim comes across, he actually goes right into Kim almost, and Lima coming back. There might be some contact, but not enough to give a penalty.
When defenders stay on their feet, it's very difficult for officials to see.
I don't think Thuram made the most of the situation. He struck that with his left foot. One or two touches beforehand.
Down the corner. Thuram waits in the middle. DiMarco puts it in. Oh, there's a little flick at it by Bastoni. It's another corner.
They like to take short corners. Inter. Second player comes out, Goretzka. I wonder if it hit the post and then hit the goalkeeper.
See now.
No, it's actually straight off Kane, the goalkeeper.
Outswing corner this time. Defended by Kane. Okay, trying to whip it back in again. Making a hurry to one of the multi-balls. Often see goalkeepers try and slow the game down, but he's in no position to do that. Wish to play it quickly, really supported teammate demanding possession. We've still got trouble with that captain's armband. There's Ajabi. Very much in the veteran stage.
Very much an Inzaghi man. He's with him at Lazio many seasons.
Champions for a second successive season, which hasn't happened until around the time that they were being winners in the Mourinho era. Kane wanted it deep to the far post, doesn't get to him, he was unmarked. He is now find a way to shoot, he loves to do that, and that's what he does. Harry Kane with a big moment. He wasted a chance in the first leg, he's taken this one. And Bayern have got level on aggregate.
Well, I think he was disappointed that the initial cross wasn't long enough for him. He was round the back, free. It didn't come. But you have to give a little bit of credit to Goretzka. When the ball comes out the box, he doesn't shoot, he doesn't play it back into a dangerous area. He just controls it back to Harry Kane. That's where Inter saying there was a foul earlier in the move. There's the cross that wasn't particularly good. Goretzka just lays it to Kane. DiMarco doesn't get tight enough. Look how far he is away. Then as he sticks his leg out, I think it goes between his legs. Just here. There we are. Sommer can't dive. Great finish from Harry Kane.
It's his 40th goal in the Champions League in 57 games. Only Erling Haaland and Ruud van Nistelrooy have done it quicker. The complaints, as you say, about that earlier challenge, but it was weak defending by DiMarco. You can't let Harry Kane shoot in the penalty area. It's a typical Kane goal, and the opposition really don't snarl in his face. There you go, 1 out of 1. Of course, just to remind you again, the away goals regulation was cancelled years back now. So, level after 90 minutes, whatever the aggregate score, if it's level, we go to extra time. Here's Thuram. Lima, another problem. Thuram still going, and that's a chance to fire it into corner to Ervig's left. That could have been hit back straight away.
Well, maybe Inter are now going to open up some big chance for Thuram. As you said, he passes it or wraps his foot round it. With a goal to aim for at the far post. He's just stretching there. Eric Dyer is frightened to get too tight now, having got a yellow card, having been beaten in a couple of situations. He's under a bit of pressure, the centre-half.
There's a certain amount of anxiety on the Olympic Stadium here. Flames now, but the freak has gone Bayern's way.
I think he's managed the game very well, the referee. Slavko Vincic. Yeah, there's a little nudge by Lautaro Martinez as Kim was going to get on the ball. Quite clearly a foul.
Definitely in both games has been absolute top draw. The Swiss referee Scherer was 10 out of 10 in the first game. Here's Lima. Quite sensing an opportunity here. Remember, this is a stadium played in this ground. Set record. A wide margin of victory. Will be one of the sweeter ones. There's 5. Obviously done by Rubik. Well, he's had his moments, hasn't he, with the ball at his feet. 10 minutes gone in the second half, a significant passage. This particular story in the quarter-final of this season's Champions League. And here's Elise. Real springing wide step now. Oh, what a chance for Buller. Real chance coming in to the back post.
Yeah, Elise again. I thought he was going to go down the outside, but he picks out a lovely pass. Oh, he's got to hit the target here. Muller. Inside of his right boot into that far corner. Massive chance. They're on the ropes here, Inter.
Mkhitaryan, DiMarco. Thuram makes a run, wants it played early. Doesn't quite Christian. It was a difficult ball to play because Kim was marking well. He's the danger. Of course, Martinez by reputation and current form adds to that. He hasn't really been put in the position they need him. Just step on the gas a bit. Sterling. Cherby, left footers working down the left. These they blocks.
I think Cherby missed the opportunity to cross there. It's a great angle to whip it in behind. There's players in the box. Wanted to pass it on again to Bastoni.
Throw towards the near post, trying to flick it on. Yes, tall man, good in the air, needed for these kind of set-piece situations. Left to DiMarco, that outswinger. They've got a goal back and just on cue, Lautaro Martinez delivers. That means so much to him, the club and Italian football. No wonder he stands and salutes. Hardly had a chance. And he's absolutely buried as the ball dropped from close range.
Well, it travelled a long way. Bayern obviously don't defend it very well, and the ball just dropped. And he was not going to miss that, was he? Raced onto it, smashed it into the back of the net. How did he have so much time? Here it is again. Good delivery. Actually heads it on to Kimmich, I think. And it hits Kimmich and goes straight back. Kimmich tries to get it away, goes straight back to Martinez. And there's the finish. He just gets nudged off the ball to start with, Kimmich, and then actually tries to almost go over the top of the ball as he tried to block it here. Not good defending. What a big moment. for Inter and Martinez.
Well, from all angles, it emphasises DiMarco set up a goal on Saturday from a corner, shouting for handball against Martinez as the ball dropped in the first place. The goal is given as a cry in vain from the Bayern perspective. But that's just what happened in the first game. They get a goal by and then they let one in straight away afterwards. In different circumstances.
It was a poor challenge by Goretzka. He's not even looking at the ball, just jumps into it. It's not so much Muller, it's more about Goretzka. He's got the crowd going again in the rain.
So the aggregate lead is restored. Martinez on the mark yet again in this Champions League campaign for Internazionale. Here he is once more. That was Calhanoglu. Damian. How did that stay out? Fantastic piece of defending.
Well, when it comes to Damian, Cameron Holland that has the initial strike. Dyer does absolutely brilliantly. The goalkeeper was beaten. What a block that is. Let's just get his team in it here.
Inter have responded very well to losing the first goal of the evening. And what a header from Pavard, the former Bayern player. And what a turnaround here in the San Siro. A bullet of a header. A brilliant response. Inspired. And Dyer's clearance in the end counted for little.
Well, he was so determined. It's another great delivery from the set play. Pavard attacks the ball. He was more determined than the Bayern players. And two set plays have turned this tie on its head. Here it comes again. He just runs in between a couple of players. Kim is second to it, goes over the top of Kane. It's a good header. Kim has to be more determined there. He's got to work harder to get the other side of Pavard. And certainly no chance for the goalkeeper. He's just beat for pace as it goes over his head.
Well, 2-1 in Munich and now 2-1 in Milan in Inter's favour. And in the rain, looking to come up with a rain spelt a different way as for the crown in Europe. It slipped through the fingers of Bayern Munich, he feels sure.
Well, the one area you don't want to give cheap goals away is from set plays. Harry Kane has just put them back in the tie. And they just don't defend. Kimmich the first one, Kim probably the second.
Morella goes on. Mkhitaryan sweeping it out. Damian on the front foot again. It's the target. So, routine stop.
Well, he came in on his left foot. Damian, such a good right wing back. Can play on the left hand side as well. Straight at Ervik. Now he's got some decisions to make. Vincent Kompany. How's he going to change this? How's he going to get his team back in the tie?
Oh, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. We hear that often enough, but that certainly applies to the Inter team here.
The only thing you would say is, why did they wait until they went 1-0 down to start coming out and playing?
Needs must. Suspected softish centre in the Bayern defence has been exposed here. Here's Elise. Got plenty to offer in attack. through. Martinez was obstructed, I'm not sure necessarily by Dyer. Went through him. Rafael Guerrero and Serge Gnabry come on. Up the attacking bar. Sane, who's done very little in terms, is off. And Kim is off, so maybe Goretzka will go into the back line. Possibly Stanisic, central.
That's what they did at the weekend. Always problem for Dyer.
Quarter on aggregate. Into now. Full cry. The speed of their game generally has been upped by necessity. Harry Kane that chance. There's Goretzka. Now Elise. Lima, but it can change again. Now the key to the door. And the fourth goal that Inter have conceded in the Champions League campaign. This is their 12th match.
Well, good defending, Acerbi. Ball just lifted into the box by Lima. Muller tries to head it, just heads the back of Acerbi. Been his night so far. Thomas Muller had that big chance with his right foot, head over the bar.
Actually, yes. A completely different complexion to it.
He's actually Bayern's best player for 50 or 60 minutes at the weekend. Goal coming off.
They've kept him on here.
At the weekend, Gnabry changed the whole context of the game with two brilliant dribbles. Can he do the same here?
Here is Muller, who fashions a shot out of very little. So there might have been a deflection, but Muller wasn't appealing for one. It's a pretty wretched night weather-wise in Milan. Not dampen the celebrations if Inter go through. They're heading in that direction. Equals the Inter record, Samuel Eto'o, 14 years ago, and he got his 8th against Bayern Munich. Jimenez has got 7th and 8th against Bayern Munich. Both rasping finishes. Muller, here he is, Serge Gnabry. On one of those mazy runs, trying to prod it through to Kane. He was fouled in doing so, but he didn't. Go around. It's a run from Mkhitaryan. Well timed, he's got the support from Martinez. Entangled with Lima, came across the cupboard.
I think the problem for Inter there, it was Mkhitaryan who was chasing it, didn't quite have the pace to take it on, did he? It was a very good run to start with.
The emotions run high, but he's in a much happier state of mind than he was 10 minutes or so ago. Gnabry. Clever work by Martinez. He had a look at time, then at the ball. Thuram couldn't get it back to his skipper.
Well, he should have played it first time. Thuram. Martinez did brilliantly, laid it off, span into the space. Thuram, if he'd have hit it first time, he'd have been in. He had a big area to hit it into. Just didn't see the danger enough.
Here's Lima. Now Elise. Bayern's way, but two getting each other's way. Breaks. Well, the referee stopped it, and sometimes he's smiling as if to say, well, I could have let you play on, but it's an instant judgment call.
There it hits the hand of Elise.
Chanadolu was appealing for the handball. It's the coaches that get the iPads out for coming on, that's who you've got to mark, etc, etc. Everyone's a laptop warrior these days. Right up when someone has the ball at his feet. It's a genuine target. Getting on infield, but just a bit too strong, but he appreciated the attempt. Guerrero trying to get into the game. He did play in the position that Muller's occupied tonight in the first game. Yeah, the one change. Muller started Guerrero on the bench. And it's Gnabry, and it could have reached Elise. Di Marco was certainly comfortable on the goal that it should have conceded. Got it away.
Yeah, I think Gnabry was just given offside here. Just there. He's in an offside position. Guerrero, the first time we've seen him get on the ball and get forward from his left-back position.
Well, Federico Di Marco played and made a goal on Saturday on his return. Back in the Champions League team tonight and made a goal. I'm not sure he'd get the direct assist because it did drop off Kimmich or stuck in the net by Martinez. Carlos Augusto played so well in the first game and was involved in both the goals in Munich for Inter. He's going to get 20 minutes or so. Well, he hopes it's 20 minutes. Of course, it could be 50 minutes if it goes wrong, but got to dig very, very deep now. You've been in Germany recently, thinking about Vincent Kompany and Bayern.
Well, they haven't been in good form of late. They've 1 or 2 poor defeats, in particular against Bochum. They have been vulnerable defensively over the course of the season. Because of the way they push their 2 full-backs high up the field, they try and win balls. They can't always win the centre-backs.
Here's Mkhitaryan getting in front of Elise, drawing the foul. Still firing on all cylinders.
And he certainly has got the backing of the hierarchy. Like really Ernest, Vincent Kompany, because we talk about so many injuries in the sides. He had to change a lot of things. So he's got the backing at the moment of those that run the club.
It's a project. It's a modern university-light expression. Pavard is right round the back. Scored with 1 header already. Chanalolu lines it up. Fires it over.
Well, that sighter you were talking about earlier on, isn't it? Has made the most of it, really. Arnautovic has got a lot to say. And he's got a yellow card for something he said as well.
Remember, he was with Inter when they won the Champions League in 2010. Promising young player, but Jose Mourinho's faculty in terms of personality, and being childish, he's not that much older than Charles. Very start of his career, but he actually turns 36 on Saturday. Mature Marko Arnautovic. Durant won't get there.
He's drifting away from Bayern here. Really crazy too much. Now's a chance to line up.
Gnabry. They're up with it. Still Gnabry. First cross. Oh, it comes to Elise. Wonderful chance. Possibly the moment the Bayern will look back on. We could have rattled a few cages here.
Well, who gets the last block? Is it the goalkeeper? Is it the defender? Big chance.
Goalkeeper, I think.
Yeah, I think he does get his hands to it. May have just been Augusto as well.
They kept it out. That's all that matters for Inter. At least he has a corner. I think we've seen goals from set plays. Variation. Gnabry. Crosses. Dyer. It's dropped in. Eric Dyer breathes some hope back into Bayern Munich. Whether he was just trying to plant it across the goal. But it got more than that. Vincent Kompany looks skywards and thinks, well, maybe. Let's have a look at it again.
He does well. It's a nice ball played in. He's round the back. In to go to sleep. Kimmich was coming round the other side as well. Had it not been on target, Kimmich would have scored. It's a great header, isn't it, from Eric Dyer? And they are back in it. What a good header that is. Looping it back over somewhere into the far corner. It doesn't go in. Kimmich comes round the back and just puts it into an empty net.
Former club, but Tottenham. A big game against German opposition in European competition tomorrow. And the former Tottenham duo here have given Bayern, first of all, real promise of going through, and now maybe a chance of biting back when just though the game was really drifting from them. There's still plenty of time. 2-2 on the evening. Everything happening in the second half. And 4-3 is Inter's lead. Confirmation of that yellow card for Arnautovic. What has happened to Bayern is every time that they've got a goal, they've allowed Inter to get back, and it could happen again here.
Well, this is going to be a very nervy last 13 minutes of normal time, plus any added on time for the home team.
Kimmich. Trying to give chase. At least they might have scored a little bit earlier. And from the corner, they have scored. Someone has found the ball looping over, well out of reach. It's a bit of skill to do that deliberately. As I say, he might just have been popping it back across the face of the goal for somebody else, but even better than that.
He did well there, Kane. He knew the challenge was coming in. Just jumped that little bit earlier. So Çalhanoğlu went into the back of him.
Stanisic. Kimmich. Goretzka. Spring has gone out of the home team step. 12 minutes plus added time is going to seem a long time. Dyer. Here's Guerrero. He's a bullish player. He's not going to get a free kick to that.
He's looked lively since he's come on. That's the second good run he's had. No foul, according to the referee.
He's playing in a more familiar position on the left-hand side. He was number 10 role in the first leg. It was Musiala, mentioned a couple of times. One of the more recent injuries. A very, very important player. Were to rescue this. Some feet. Gets it back from Thuram. Certainly one or two of the Inter players looking a little bit more laboured.
I was just about to say that. Martinez went down and took a long time to get up. Thuram chasing that ball, didn't look particularly sharp. That could be both mentally and physically here. Look at Martinez just jogging there.
Bayern need a goal to take us to extra time. To the area. What's he doing? Full of optimism. He plays. He's able to. Also, he should have done better. He wasn't really pressed for the cross.
He skipped past Darmian way too easily there, didn't he? Showed him the ball with his right foot, then dragged it onto his left-hand side, then frustrated with himself.
There's a suggestion that he might not be at Bayern next season. If he wants to stay, he's going the right way about it. If he can do something here. This is, see Lautaro Martinez go off and follow forward. Maybe Thuram will take his place. And he goes off with his team in front, and he's played a big part in both games in that happening. Thuram's not played since big injury playing for Iran against Uzbekistan on the 25th of March. That booked Iran's place in the World Cup finals next year. Signed from Porto, where he had quite an impact in European matches. The stats you just saw there says why the score is 2-2. Very even contest in terms of all the stats. Gnabry tries again. Dyer. Now Goretzka. They're poised. Concentrating on the accuracy of their passing by trying to force the play. This time the old expression only takes a second to score a goal. They scored their second goal here. Back within touching distance of extending time in the Champions League, at least into extra time.
At the moment, Inter look a very tired team. See a couple more substitutions here, Coman being one of them. Pavlovic, the other. Pavlovic, a midfield player, Coman, someone who can run at people.
And the scorer of a winning goal in a Champions League final. There's Harry Kane starting the goal rush in the second half. Straight away Martinez equalised. Shortly after that, Pavar's bullet header. The ball seemed to be going Inter's way. Another header planted back across goal and into goal from Eric Dyer. Coman made a brief appearance on Saturday after a period out of the team through injury. His 4 games. And Lima are the two that goes off. Pavlovic has had the glandular fever, so it's a tough one to get out of the system. Given the thumbs up from the medics.
Well, Kimmich looks as though he's going to play the former right back. He won't stay there. come in field at times, but he'll have to go out into that area, and Coman is going to play high and wide on the right-hand side. And Elise is going to play in the number 10 role by the looks of it.
Kane has played quite a lot of football as a right back, but not quite in these circumstances.
So Muller is staying on. He will play up front with Harry Kane. Elise will play in the space behind them.
The footballing gods will smile on Thomas Muller again. 90 minutes is a big ask. Here he is stretching the long legs and squeezing inside to Elise. 6 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Into edging it. Tura.
He looks absolutely shattered, doesn't he, Tura? Oh, 3 or 4 times the ball's gone anywhere near him. Hardly been able to raise a gallop.
It looked like when not 2-1 down on the 9th that the Bayern were looking like that. And now they've found the stimulation that scoring a goal could bring. The renewed optimism of the situation still against them. It might not be terminal.
Bowman has switched to the left at the moment, and Canabri's out on his right-hand side.
Here's Coman. Frenchman, of course. Winner against his old club, PSG. Kane. What would worry the Inter supporters, Stuart, is they don't look as though they're set up for a counter-attack. Speed has gone, certainly some of the energy's gone.
You feel the frustration inside the stadium, can't you? Sterling with a bit of cramp here. Reimer, one of the players that went on. Zane, likewise, and the goal scorer in Munich. Fatesi's going to come on.
We need to get some legs back into the team. He's certainly got that.
Bisek, the other player that's going to...
Yeah, Bisek, the defender, is playing his Germany debut against Italy, strangely.
I think Bastoni said, no, I'm okay. He's not happy coming off, is he?
These changes for both sides are really deal with the last, what should we say, 5 minutes added on the last 10 minutes of the 90. But should we go into extra time, goodness knows how they'll piece together the days of getting an extra substitute and extra time, I think, are gone. So Bisek comes on. He scored in that win against Cagliari at the weekend from Marco's corner.
Bisek usually plays on the right-hand side of the back three, but he's going to have to play on the left here. Because Bastoni's gone off with cramp, which he didn't want to go off with. And it's a straight swap in midfield for Barella. Matesi will take his place.
This is going to go right to the wide. Goes out of further visitors. Yeah, he can understand him. He wants more energy. He wants to play with the positivity that they were showing when suddenly they were leading 4-2. Ball by Kane.
We had a switch of play on there as well. Here it is, does hit him on the arm, does control it with his arm. Referee's got that right again. Two of their best players are off the field now. So it does go to extra time. It's a slight worry.
Now there is no support influence So the fans, they've got to sit and watch and hope that their efforts get to the semi-final. But it's been worthy of the history between these two clubs. It goes right to the final moments, maybe even further. It's added time, extra time. Clock ticks on. Bayern have got to get off from there, put down hard and take a risk. Or 6.
They might have an overload on this side of the field. Elise's playing out wide. Gnabry's playing just behind him. Muller's come over here. Can they create one more good opportunity, Bayern?
Elise. Ball's just going to be held up in a few seconds. Really interesting how much time they will present Bayern to get this goal that they're absolutely craving. Comes over, does pretty well. Help Stanisic. Coman. Gnabry. Still going. It's a great run from Gnabry. Quite pick out the teammate with the cross to Inter's considerable relief, but Elise's back on the ball. 6 added minutes. Here's Coman. Tom and Sommer hesitated and Kane. Well, it was an awkward bounce, but it was a chance by his standards. Inter in danger of falling apart here.
They certainly are. Here's the cross into the box. They hesitate. Sommer makes a bit of a mess of it. It's always a little bit too high for Harry Kane to get over the top of it. Oh, very nervous in the stands.
And in the dugout.
He's absolutely shattered.
Turan.
Just can't keep the ball up there. Gonna keep coming back at them here.
Meyer steps in. Kane trying to make a way through for Coman. Can't get any control of the ball at all into Stanisic. Goes again from Guerrero's pass. He's roaring forward. So, ran out of room. Damian went across. It's only a throw. Gnabry. It's a real menace. It's coming on. Here's Elise. Gnabry again. Did he pick someone out this time? Well, it's blocked by Bisek.
Well, that's the third time that Mkhitaryan, it happened twice with Lima, and there again with Gnabry. When he goes alongside his fullback, doesn't see the run. Three goals already from corners.
Yeah.
Could there be another one here?
Elise's deep ball, going for it. Good work by Damian. He retrieves. Bayern stayed forward. It might give it up for that. Where they can't counter-attack. They've got no one quick enough, really.
You were talking about the age of the Inter side. All of those players over 35 are still on the pitch.
Kimmich spraying it out towards Elise. Just gets his head to it. It's halfway through the 6 added minutes. Drama befitting this wonderful competition. And a desperate challenge by Damian.
Good play, Coman. Damian diving in. Coman just moving the ball at the last minute. Gnabry and Coman, so much pace, so much ability. Nervous moments here.
I can hardly watch Marko Navratilova, hands to his face, the right view picture.
in the box as well. I'm sure the goalkeepers are always great when they come into the opposition's box, but he's there.
And someone's got to mark him. Leave space for somewhere else. So it is a free kick for Bayern, who need a goal to take it to extra time. Kane being called away, was tangling with Darmian.
What you were talking about, he's just Chalanolo is just asking the bench, should he mark the goalkeeper? He is at the moment.
Not very well, in truth. So, is this the big moment for Bayern Munich? Gnabry. It's Erbic on the edge there. It goes to Elise, which is a better bet. Pavlovic with a cross. Desperate defending by the Italian club. Back in by Elise. Can't put two touches together. Inter. Hanging by their fingernails. Onto a place in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Retrieved by Coman. Thrilling stuff at the end. Here in the San Siro. And here's Gnabry going in. And Sommer saves, I think, from Muller's header in the end.
Oh, what a chance. Just couldn't put enough power in it. Would he have been offside? No, he wouldn't have been. That's the last touch. It is Muller that tries to head it back across Sommer. Just couldn't get wide enough, or with enough power. Could that be the last chance? We should have another minute or so added on.
Well, this, of course, will be the end of Thomas Muller's career. The Champions League player for Bayern Munich. 163rd appearance. He pulls Lionel Messi, I mean Ronaldo and Iker Casillas with more. And, some premature celebrations here.
No, I think they tried to hold the ball, and then Schmidt got involved, Stanisic got involved.
All sorts of questions being answered. That's exactly what Stuart described.
All went through it away.
Yeah. Well, we're into added time. It's been a thrilling second half. After a tense attritional first period here in the San Siro. Seen so many great games down the years. Is this going to be one that's got a sting in the tail? Come on! And they finally celebrate. Inter have done it by the skin of their teeth.
This match was brought to you by Pepsi, UEFA Champions League.
Selesai sudah pertandingan antara Real Madrid versus Arsenal. Terima kasih telah menonton. Jangan lupa like dan subscribe. See you.